Hello and welcome to GPTV on Monday the 28th of November. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
And here we are to summarise the week that was last week, and most importantly to know, only 3 auction weekends to go before the end of the year, Gary.
Yeah, getting very close, Philip. Still plenty of business to be done over those 3 weeks and after that time, but no more auctions from 17th, 18th of December, right through to probably mid-February.
Correct, and no doubt you're dusting off your Speedos and your sunburn cream, ready for, I believe you're heading north over summer, Gary.
Only to make sure that I'm going to be at my best to perform for the new year, Philip, and energise myself to make sure that I can be as dynamic a partner as you would expect me to be.
And I can't wait for next year, Gary, because next year obviously is 2012, but last weekend both Gary and I went to visit some leading real estate agents in Adelaide, and we've come back and we're pumped and enthusiastic, as we always are, but I just cannot wait to implement some of the things that we saw in the year 2012, so stay tuned for that. Let's talk about last week, Gary. Another big weekend at Gary Peer & Associates.
It was a terrific weekend, and certainly some high volume buyers out there, which was terrific. We haven't seen a lot of that, but a couple of auctions I did on Saturday, and I don't mind starting off launching into it, of apartments, were very sought after. And in the pouring miserable rain of the Melbourne spring, but certainly in Orong Road, the older style apartment, which was a fantastic apartment. We had a reserve of 505, which was pretty much around the top of our range, but we had 4 buyers and off it went, and we ended up getting 575, so that was a really extraordinary result.
With multiple bidders, I believe.
Plenty of buyers, plenty of competition, terrific apartment, and very, very surprising that it was that hot, but it was just fantastic. And straight after that, there was another one in Cardigan Street. Wasn't any drier for that one, but that was a courtyard apartment, also tended to have very much a classic old style feel about it. And that one, again, 3 bidders. It actually had been on the market with another agent for quite some time. They'd have 2 campaigns there, and we picked it up, and Adam was involved, did a great job, and we auctioned that one with a reserve of 580, and that sold for 601, and again 3 bidders, so it was great.
I don't mind talking about an auction I did on Friday, Gary, which is unusual for us to do a Friday auction. We do sell a few shops at Gary Peer & Associates, and we did in Malvern Road in Malvern on Friday afternoon. Had a very competitive auction just opposite McDonald's, great spot in Malvern Road. A good shop, I think we've been quoting that in the 7s. We had a reserve of 750,000. Spirited Bidding took that all the way to $815,000, which was a great result for a vacant shop in Malvern Road in South Yarra, so great result there.
An investor?
No, actually an owner-occupier, I believe, going to occupy the premises. Moving on, I don't mind talking about Sunday. I had a great Sunday. I only did 2 auctions, which for me is a pretty quiet Sunday, but 2 auctions, and we had an auction in Currawa Street, a really nice family home, which I believe we have featured on GPTV, and that sold particularly well, and unfortunately, while the price is undisclosed, very happy to say sold in excess of the top of our quote range. Great result. 2 competitive bidders fought that out, and interestingly, the buyer that bought had been looking in the market, I believe, for about 3 years, Gary.
Well, there you go. Well, obviously seeing good value out there has motivated that purchaser to step in and have a dip, and that was a great auction. I enjoyed it.
I then moved on to Lamia Road, which is one of North Caulfield's top 3 streets.
Golden Mile.
In the Golden Mile, right in the heart of the Golden Mile, Gary. 1,040 square metres of land with an old period home that will ultimately be bulldozed to make way for a modern masterpiece. We opened the bidding on that at 1.75, passed it in at 1.8, and then we spent the next hour negotiating a sale well in excess of the passed in price. So great to see the top end of the market performing in Caulfield North.
Also figure undisclosed. Last week on GPTV we talked about the auction in Lord Street in Caulfield East, which Leo auctioned, Glenn Bricker handled, and that went really well as well. 5 bidders and sold in excess of the range of a very popular property. So we've seen a good spread right across the board. We've seen a clearance rate of 82% against the state average of 52%.
Well, I wouldn't mind talking about that, Gary. This is the 6th weekend in a row where we've had in excess of 80% clearance rate. So 82%, which was 9 out of 11 for us, versus, as you've said, the state industry clearance rate of 52%. So another big week at Gary Peer & Associates. Gary, looking forward to the last 3 weeks. I'm certainly still energised. Can't wait for these next 3 weeks to come and go, because I'm really excited for 2012. So on behalf of Gary Peer & Associates, have a great week. Look forward to seeing you next Monday.
catch you then. Thank you.